Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Darian. Let's get into some makeup talk, okay? Let's get into some of my Charlotte Tilbury favorites. Basically, this whole video is going to be my collection of Charlotte Tilbury so far. I would say overall, my most favorite items from Charlotte Tilbury are her lip products. My favorite lipstick from her of all time, at least for right now. I'm still kind of new into the lipsticks. I have 3 currently, and this one is my favorite because I feel like it's an everyday type of lipstick and what I would consider a nude for my complexion. So this is her lipstick in Super Fabulous. I feel like Super Fabulous is the perfect nude, especially for a brown skin girl. It depends, obviously, of course, on what color brown skin, but I feel like someone around my color or maybe a little darker or a little lighter on the spectrum may really love Super Fabulous. This was one of the ones that I felt like it didn't look too pink, but it also didn't look too brown. I do not like looking for nudes, and it's like not a nude. So I felt like Super Fabulous did that. I actually love the name. I honestly was trying to find one of the really cute decorated, bottles, although I still feel like this packaging is really nice, really cute. And I just ended up finding the perfect color in what I believe is the original packaging. I'm a packaging girl, and I really love to pick out products that have really cute, really nice packaging. Depending on how the packaging looks, you can maybe, depending on what it is, persuade me a little bit more to buy than if the packaging is not that, cute. Okay, I do love that the packaging is very sleek in some of the lipsticks. I feel like this would be cute to take with you basically anywhere. Throw in your purse. You know how some lipsticks and lip glosses can be in containers that just feel bulky or take up a lot of space in your bag or something like that? I feel like these are really cute to just throw in your bag and take with you. And the golds are rose goldy. Color is given. So besides the color of the lipsticks and also the packaging, I really love the formula. I love how it feels on my lips. Right now I have on I have on Super Fabulous, and I have one of the glosses on top of it with a liner, and I just love the feel. I love the feel of the lipsticks on their own. They can give like a nice matte, but like a healthy matte. Some matte stuff, it looks super dry, it doesn't look natural, it doesn't look skin like. I feel like her lipsticks, they still give you that matte look, depending on which one you get, of course, but it also looks healthy. It looks more realistic versus like super flat. I actually looked up the lipstick to kind of see like what online would say, and it's actually their Matte Revolution Hydrating Lipstick. So to me, the formula makes sense to the actual name of the lipstick. There are so many different lipsticks in Charlotte Tilbury's line, so I feel like you have a nice range of what you can look through and look for. And although I do feel like the range could be a little bit greater for maybe a darker skin tone as far as lipsticks, other than just that super dark brown and the dark red and colors like that, I will say that I feel that there are some nice options. And one of my favorite things was the lip liner, the intense one. I really love how that looks on my skin. I feel like overall it's a nice variety of colors. I am a color girl as far as one day I could wear purple, the next day I could wear red, the next day I could wear pink, orange. It just depends on how I feel this season and the timing, where I'm going. I do like to switch up lipstick colors, so I love a brand that has options as far as colors. I don't know if they have a purple lipstick. I don't think it's like super colorful as far as I've noticed. I noticed a lot of the lipsticks, even the colorful ones, are very wearable. I feel like the average person would feel comfortable wearing it versus, some brands have like extreme colors, super bright, super all over the place. So let's get into the next color that I have from the Matte Revolution Hydrated Lipsticks, and this one is, I believe, one of my favorite reds that I have in my collection, just period, of makeup. I really, again, love the packaging, very sleek. I like that the red lipstick is in red packaging, okay? I'm here for it. This is Cinematic Red, and I felt like it looks so good on my skin, and with the undertones that I have in my skin, I do kind of lean towards more golden undertones, and then I also stick to a lot of neutral foundations with a nice balance of the golden. I don't like how a lot of cool products look on my skin tone, and I feel like this one looked really good when I was in store comparing all the different reds. If you're somebody who may feel like, oh, this would not look good on my skin because of my undertones or whatever, first of all, I feel like you can make it look good, okay? But I get it. Certain colors may make you feel more confident in wearing them. She did release a few different reds for, you know, the consumer to look through, and I really like that. I really do appreciate a brand that understands undertones and that understands that not everybody will maybe feel comfortable wearing a certain red in just this tone. So that is a plus for me when it comes to the Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks for sure. I'm going to show you an up close look at Cinematic Red. I feel like this is a really pretty red, and it has that like old Hollywood feel, if that makes sense. Granted, I know that a lot of her line is, you know, it features a lot of Hollywood related, I guess, names and things like that. And then I have a third lipstick from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the color Catwalking. The reason I bought Catwalking was because I really wanted that peachy kind of nude lipstick. Although I don't wear a peachy nude lipstick a lot, I did want to have one in my collection for springtime and possibly summer. This is definitely one that I feel needs to be lined for me, but I feel like depending on your skin tone, you may be comfortable just putting this on. Here is a closer look. So this is a swatch of Catwalking on my skin. The reason I got Catwalking because I felt that it was the peachy nude that would go best with my skin. Again, as you can see, it looks kind of ashy on my skin, so I like to line Catwalking. I also like to line Super Fabulous, but I feel like Super Fabulous gives me a lot more grace than Catwalking does as far as, you know, just throwing it on my lips. So I'm going to do a quick swatch of Super Fabulous so you can have an idea of what that looks like on my skin. To me, Super Fabulous is a little more forgiving, and honestly, I feel like one of those nudes that I can put on and just go. I don't have to line if I don't want to line. And then I'm gonna go ahead and show you Cinematic Red. So here is Cinematic Red. I feel like Cinematic Red gives a little bit of a cherry look, which I kind of like that type of red. It's not too red where it's like it's too mature, but it's also not super bright. So I really love the way this red looks on my skin tone. Okay guys, so let's get into the next item from the lip category. This is the lip cheat. So it says reshape and resize lip liner. I love this lip liner. I love the color of it for my skin tone. I feel like this shows up really well. Y'all, I don't even want to waste it because I really love this lip liner, but for the sake of showing you what it looks like on my skin, it looks really nice on my lips. Has such a smooth glide, and I'm here for a smooth gliding pencil because not all pencils come on smoothly, and I love how it just blends in. Like once you apply it, it just blends in so nicely. I used to be one of those girls that was like, I'm not wasting my money on mascara and liner and lip liners. I'm about to go get the cheap ones because I used to think there was no real difference. But honey, have, you know, times change, and I definitely, now looking back, I can see a difference in a luxury liner, at least from Charlotte Tilbury line, versus from the ones that I was buying back then for like $1 or $2, $3. Okay, so I definitely do feel that this liner is worth purchasing. And then as far as the last lip product that I'm showing you from my favorites and from my collection right now from Charlotte Tilbury is this Collagen Lip Bath Gloss. Absolutely do love this. I love the way it feels on my lips, and I love that glossy look. I actually have it on now with my combination with Super Fabulous and the lip liner, and then this on top. This is in the color Pillow Talk. I feel like this is a nice new color that can work for a lot of different skin tones on a great spectrum from lightest to darkest. I feel like a lot of people may enjoy this color. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and jump into the next products that I have from Charlotte Tilbury, the complexion products. I'm going to start out with the foundations that I have. So originally I really wanted her Hollywood Flawless Filter. I don't know if you really call it a serum or a tinted moisturizer, or I don't really know the exact term for it, because when I tried it on in store, it literally just felt like, I wouldn't even consider it a real tint because of how light it is, how it just fades into the skin. But the reason I did not get it was because I felt like they didn't really have a color that really fit what I was looking for. It was either like a little bit lighter or it was a little bit darker. So it was kind of like, which I understand that there's not that many of them as far as color right now, but I just felt like it wouldn't have been really beneficial for me to purchase. Now, when I say perfect match, I don't mean as in foundation, because I don't believe it's meant to be like a foundation perfect match type of thing in that way, but I do feel like they could hopefully add in more colors that would allow a greater range of people to be able to use that product. So that same day that I was looking at the filter, I just decided to go ahead and get the Beautiful Skin foundation from Charlotte Tilbury, and I actually really do like this. Now, in my mind, when I bought this, I was thinking that it was gonna be like a tinted moisturizer, but this definitely I would consider a foundation. This is definitely what I would consider like an everyday foundation, and I feel like it feels really good on the skin. Of course, not drying, at least from what I've experienced. I would consider this like a medium build. It actually says on the bottle, for your best healthy looking skin day every day. So I definitely would agree that this does give that. And I actually pulled it up online. It says Beautiful Skin medium coverage liquid foundation with hyaluronic acid. So that is nice. It has a hydrating skincare component in it. And like I said, medium coverage. This definitely, for sure, I would agree with is a medium coverage foundation. Okay, so let's jump into the Airbrush Flawless foundation. So I do like this foundation. As you can see in the bottle, it does look a little light. One of the things that I will say, although I really love the Charlotte Tilbury foundations, is that I have found when I have tried to find my color in both the Beautiful Skin and the Airbrush Flawless foundation, it has been a time with me trying to find the color that matches my undertones the best. I felt like some of them were coming up too olivey, and then some were too red. I do have golden undertones, so I felt like it wasn't easy finding my shades. So in the Beautiful Skin, I have 14 neutral. This seemed to match me the best. And in the Airbrush Flawless foundation, I have 13 neutral. That's actually interesting that I got 2 neutrals, but I was open to going warm or cool depending on the different shades that they had. Like in store, it was really tricky trying to find my shade, because I felt like one was either too orange, another was too cool, or it had my undertones and it was too light, and then it worked out because I feel like the highlighting and contouring, it worked out. I ended up finding shades that worked for me, but I felt like the process of finding my shade, because of the available undertones in the different shades, it did take me a little longer. Like with other brands that I have tried, I felt like it's been easier for me to just, okay, let me go in, try on this color, and this matches really well. I felt like a lot of the shades, either the shade was right, but the undertone was not working for me, or the shade was, you know, not right, but the undertone was right. Back to the Airbrush Flawless Foundation. I actually really love this foundation. It looks really light in the bottle, but when I put it on my skin, it does oxidize down to basically what I would consider the perfect color that I'm able to get from this line. I really do like the formula of this. I feel like it gives more of a matte formula, a formula that I would wear somewhere like an event where I want a heavier look. This is what I would go for. Actually, on the bottle it says stays all day and night. Definitely agree. When I put this on, I was like, this is definitely what I would consider my matte foundation, are in that spectrum of a more matte foundation. So if you feel like you have not found your colors in these foundations, or you have kind of just given up, if you really are interested in these products, I would just say maybe go back and try looking through the colors again, and maybe just seeing how it looks oxidized down on your skin. When I bought the foundation in store, it looked light in the bottle, and when I was like on my way home, because I actually bought it out of town, I was like, I hope this works. And I waited a little while before I actually tried on the foundation, and I was actually surprised that I didn't feel like I looked like I had on a mask or anything like that. So the foundation did oxidize to what I felt comfortable wearing. Overall, I do like the foundations. If there was one that I would say I would repurchase, I would probably say I would repurchase the Beautiful Skin one, because I felt like that one gives more of that wow factor for me. It definitely is giving that skin-like look, and I feel like you can wear that basically anywhere if you want to. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the Airbrush Flawless Finish Complexion Perfecting Micro Powder. I actually really do like this powder a lot. I have basically stuck with wearing it with the other Charlotte Tilbury products, but I feel like this product will work well with other products that you have also. I feel like this powder is pretty fine, and I feel like that is good as far as a powder that you may be able to wear with a lot of things. I love a nice, finely milled powder. I feel like it can get in more of those crevices versus chunky molecules from a powder. I feel like can sometimes look a little blotchy. I love applying this with a velour puff, and the color that I have in this powder is 310. I use this powder to set under my eyes, the concealer under my eyes, and then I also like to set on my forehead and on my chin when I am using this powder. One of the interesting things I noticed was that when I used the Charlotte Tilbury powder to set my concealer and foundation, the Beautiful Skin one, I noticed that with the Beautiful Skin foundation, I did not see a lot of oiliness come through on my skin, and I felt like it went perfectly with the Beautiful Skin foundation. Even with the Airbrush foundation, I just felt like it helped to really make that airbrush. I felt that it really made that Airbrush foundation give that matte feel on my skin, and I love both for their own purposes. I did notice when I used a powder outside of the Charlotte Tilbury line to set the Beautiful Skin foundation, I did have oiliness come through. So what I do love is that I feel that the Charlotte Tilbury powder is made for her foundations. It definitely made a difference in how the Beautiful Skin showed up on me when I use Charlotte Tilbury's powder with it versus when I use another brand's powder. So let's jump into the Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. I'm gonna be honest about this concealer. I do feel that this concealer is nice, but this is a concealer that I definitely did not have to have, if that makes sense. I think I am still trying to learn to adjust to the formula. To me, the formula feels a little, it just is to me a little thicker than the average concealer that I use. And I feel like it has the creaminess there. To me, the consistency is not like, I feel like any other concealer that I've used. It almost reminds me of a, like, you know those cream foundations that come in like a jar? It kind of reminds me of something like that, like a balm kind of consistency. I'm used to more of like a liquid concealer, or you know, a lot of concealers feel more liquidy. So I think I'm still getting used to the texture of this. It kind of is now coming to me like maybe like a mousse type of texture or a souffle type of texture, but in a bottle that has applicator. So that's not a bad thing for me. It's not something that I would naturally go to. I do notice when I put on this concealer, I feel like a lot does not really come out as far as on my skin from the applicator. Like, it's product on the applicator, but I'm used to concealer just being able to just kind of go everywhere. I feel like I have to dip into the bottle a little bit more to get more product that I am looking for. I do feel like this does blend out nicely. It does give a nice blend out. For me, I just feel like it might not be, you know, my preference for a concealer, but I do feel like it could be a good concealer for other people. I do feel like it's something worth still looking at, but for me, it's just not something that I gravitate to a lot. And in that concealer, I have the color 14 Deep. Okay, so let's get into the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun Kiss Glow Bronzer. I have the color 310. Look at this bronzer. I don't know if you can see like where my brush has been. I absolutely love this bronzer, which is interesting because I just said that I feel like the concealer gives like a mousse-like texture that's, I don't know if I'm really fond of for a concealer. I like a mousse-like texture for a bronzer. This is not like super loose, super moussey. It still has some like, what is it, grip? It has, you do have to have like a nice compact thick brush, I feel like, to get a lot of the product out. I really like that about this. It's not just like a regular powdered bronzer. I wanted to try something different. I wanted to try something that I felt like would be nice in the spring and summer and help to give me that, you know, that sun kiss glow look. And this, I could definitely say, does make me feel like that. I have used this actually quite a bit. This has been one of my more recent uses as far as a bronzer. This is one of my faves, and I feel like this isn't a bronzer that necessarily has to be set, but it wouldn't hurt to set it with a powder on top. But when I wear this, I don't usually set it. I feel like it smoothly just goes in. Alright, y'all, so let's get into my last product from Charlotte Tilbury. This is also a favorite, but it's not something I wear every day. This is a nice eyeshadow palette. I bought it because I saw this in store actually. I actually used the palette today. This is the Pillow Talk Dreams Luxury Eyeshadow Palette. So it has a color to prime, to enhance, super pop, and smoke. I just put stuff on, you know, how I feel like it. I used 2 shadows from this palette today, and I have used this before, and I really like the payoff, the pigmentation. I like that it is a nice smooth blend. I'll say that the matte shadows does have a little bit of that velvetyness, but it's not like super velvety, but it's also not super chalky. And I also feel like the shimmer shadows apply very well. I don't feel like I have to scrape up a lot for them to show up on my skin. So I really do like that eyeshadow quad, and I like that they have so many different options and different colors when it comes to the eyeshadows that you could pick from. I have found good use in my collection from some of her products, and I really do feel like that this is a nice brand to give a chance to look at and see if it works for you. I definitely would consider this a luxury brand with the pricing and also with the quality that I've seen in the products. For sure the foundations, for sure the lip products I really love. And this is one of my favorite cosmetic lines as of recently. So I've really been enjoying it. I hope that this helped to give you good insights on the Charlotte Tilbury cosmetics. Let me know how you like the products that you do have, and be sure to have a great day and check out any of my other videos that interest you. Bye.